Hi, everybody, and welcome to Myer Media. Today, we're actually talking about marketplace-led growth, CloudSmart Insights, and here to bring us his insights is Trey Vance, who's the general manager for Marketplace at CloudSmart. Trey, thanks so much for joining me.
John, thanks for having me here. It's been great.
All right, Trey, what does a general manager do at CloudSmart for Marketplace?
So I am responsible for the total of the marketplace business, what that strategy looks like for us. We are also using our own marketplace-led growth strategy, and so we'll talk about what that really means. But essentially, we're going deep with AWS. We're co-building, we're co-investing, and it leads to our own co-sales.
So to give everybody a little bit of a backstory, AWS has what's called a marketplace, right? You go in and you procure services, software, you install. What's more about this marketplace? Because we've talked about it before, but I don't think people understand the value of a marketplace for AWS or anybody else.
Sure. So AWS, as you know, has many services, over 200 services. There's one service, the AWS Marketplace, that's focused on partners. So that's our opportunity to interact with the AWS customer base. It's our opportunity to provide our fully featured services of our own, and then to collaborate with other potential partners and solving these customer problems.
What does it entail to be on the marketplace? I mean, what is the value of, say, having CloudSmart on there for a customer?
Yeah, I think it's really just a way to show that we're serious about our AWS relationship. It's a way to engage with customers who've decided that they're moving to the cloud, that they're going to build on the cloud, or they're expanding in the cloud. It's a way for them to be able to use our solution, which is differentiated from a lot of other solutions, but it's a way to engage in the ways that they're familiar with things and concepts like the well-architected framework, the best practices for AWS, and also our industry expertise in Marketplace. So as an example, we were a launch partner for a lot of the AWS Marketplace technologies that help to facilitate being on the Marketplace and also selling there. So Vendor Insights, we were a launch partner for that. The Marketplace APIs, we were a launch partner for that. We recently did a blog on some of the capabilities of Marketplace, including private offers. So those are the ways that you can really get engaged with the Marketplace and kind of make it your own home within the AWS ecosystem.
Trey, how does the marketplace differ than the traditional sales method? You know, calling up, or your sales guy calls you and says, hey, you interested in my product? Please come buy me, try me out, demo it for free, versus an AWS marketplace.
Yeah, so there's certainly some areas of self-service, right, which is a heritage that AWS has always had, but it's particularly true with the marketplace and now with the ecosystem of partners that list there. There are over 10,000 listings and more in the AWS Marketplace. And so it's a tremendous amount of choice for customers. It's also a way to really stand out. Like, how deep are you going with AWS? Do you have integrations? Are you integrating with the visualization tools like QuickSight, the collaborative tools like simple email service, ways that you can curate the journey for your customers? It allows them to have self-service. There's also an element there that you can introduce the channel. So I can introduce channel sellers and bring in some of the expertise that those channel organizations might have in selling the product. And it also does allow for a more enterprise sales cycle where ease the vendor procurement process through standard contracts, or be able to reduce the time that it takes for legal review of contracts. There's a lot of different ways to engage with the marketplace and to make that transaction ultimately faster.
The ease, the reduction in the conflict of actually procuring something, because the traditional cycle is sales guys contact you, here we go, I wrote the contract, okay, I got this, you can do a POC, you're going through all this stuff, but I like the self-service aspect of it. I can go to AWS, I can see the marketplace, I can click on it, I can subscribe, they'll contact me, or I can download, or I can demo this stuff automatically. The value there that I see for customers is that we can try it out. We can already get the process going rather than going directly to their website and click demo, and now I've got a sales guy, I can actually get started right away.
Right. So those are some of the interesting technologies, and those are the things that CloudSmart actually helps those potential sellers with, right? How do you engage with a lead by developing something like SaaS free trial? That's an active pursuit of marketplace, right? So the active pursuit of marketplace means that you give the customer the information they need through things like vendor insights? Well, you have to set that up. You give people the ability to try your product through SaaS free trial, or being able to request a demo or request a private offer. Those are things that they have an element of self-service, but they also have on the back end of that the marketplace-led growth strategy, where you can actually provide those solutions for the customer, and you don't need a large sales organization. You don't need to have, large groups of people who are building all these things for yourself. Some of that is technology and automation, which is kind of the business that we're all in.
Trey, talk to me a little bit more about the CloudSmart Insights. I've seen the dashboard. I actually haven't seen the dashboard in a while, and I'm sure things have changed and everything, but how are you helping customers? How are you helping partners visualize their marketplace?
Yeah, so it's health for the marketplace and your marketplace sales and intelligence. So one of the first things that you're able to see is the engagements, whether that's through SaaS free trial, whether that's through a channel partner, private offer, a direct private offer. So you're able to see all of those different motions in real time. And so what that allows you to do is that informs your sales, your marketing teams. So you're able to target those customers with a more curated journey. You're able to reduce the friction in that buying process, and you're able to drive the consumption of your solution that much faster. We also have some operational capabilities that we've added since the last time you've seen it. So we have a feature that's a private offer campaign. So essentially you can define the rules of an offer, and then you can scale that out by offering that to many customers. So instead of having to go through and iteratively create a private offer and remember to not mistype, you can actually create a rule set that says, here's your 5% off, here's your 10% off, here's your list of products that have this promotion and the duration of those promotions. And then you can scale that out by customizing the messaging to all of those different customers. So customers that are unfamiliar with how to purchase on the AWS Marketplace, you can actually provide that instruction. So you're reducing the difficulties that customers would have in a marketplace, while at the same time promoting your brand and your product and scaling it out.
Trey, we're talking about the marketplace, but one of the biggest things with it is the attractiveness to customers and companies versus the traditional method. Why is that?
So there are so many reasons for that, but some of the big reasons are, we talked about before, the self-service. Customers can find things, they can buy, and they can deploy. If they need assistance from vendors that are on the marketplace, then they can engage with those vendors via demos, SaaS free trials. So it's a lot of ways that people can experiment very rapidly, and that experimentation allows them to see the over 10,000 listings that are out there. There are commitments that organizations have already made to AWS. This motion, selling in the marketplace, is perfectly aligned to that strategy. So if you've made a commitment to use AWS, the marketplace and the vendors that are in marketplace can help reinforce that.
Talk to me a little bit more about the commitments, because I want everybody to understand how it works with AWS. You can commit to a certain amount of spend in AWS, and your marketplace sells kind of go towards those commitments, right? So they burn down those that you've committed it, or like how does that work for that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way that works is that when you're aligned in the partner program with AWS, again, the 200 plus services that AWS has, Marketplace is the one service that is designed for partners. So it puts partners on an equal footing with the AWS services themselves, and then it allows the partners to offer their differentiated solutions in the marketplace at the same drawdown and the same rate as the AWS services. So if you have a fully featured service that is already built on AWS services itself, then you can go that much farther, that much faster. And that's what CloudSmart has done. So we're in the Global Startup Program, for example. And we're also in the Well-Architected Software Program. So there are a number of programs that we're in that reinforce that message of building on AWS, co-build, and then ultimately co-selling. And that's what that motion allows for. And it helps companies to level the playing field from all the big names that you may have known. The smaller names can actually rise as well
They can compete with them. Trey, talk to me a little bit more. How can you actually leverage like product features to drive some of those customer acquisitions or even engagements?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Insights dashboard is one of the most powerful things that we have because it gives you immediate feedback into what you're doing in the marketplace, so how you're selling. So if you discover in the Insights dashboard, for example, that the majority of your sales come from a individual channel partner, that's where you want to invest your time and effort. So it takes the guesswork out of selling in the marketplace. You get that feedback almost immediately. And then from that feedback, you can determine new plays, do additional experimentation, and it's very targeted.
Trey, I feel like Insights is BI or analytics for your marketplace and how well you're doing, your strategies and everything to give you full visibility and maybe to enhance your products or your services.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And it wouldn't be an AWS technology if generative AI wasn't in play, right? And so what's actually happening there is that some of those forecasting capabilities, the kind of future quarter sales predictions, those are the things that are being incorporated into Insights now. But Insights is really there so that people can not only measure what they've been selling, but also make a plan to proactively sell either on their own or with AWS in the marketplace for their own greater success. So it's for marketplace sellers to sell better.
What are some of the metrics that are available to us to visualize your product-led strategy?
Yeah, so I'll give you, this is a tangible example for those that sell often. It's about offers, right? So you can see, for example, offers sent, offers accepted, and that actually tells a story in and of itself. So if you have a high correlation between the offers that are accepted and the offers that are sent, then your sales cycle has included all of the deal shaping, it's included all of the negotiation, and you're giving the customers what they're asking for. If you send out a lot of offers, but not a lot of those are accepted, you're probably quoting. And if you're quoting using your offers, then the fundamentals of marketplace just aren't there, right? Because the idea of an offer is that it's a one-way signed agreement, and when the customer agrees, then it becomes an actual agreement. So it's a dual signature, right, in old school. But if you're sending those out and the customers aren't responding, then you'll want to reassess your sales cycle and your sales strategy for that matter. So those are some of the things that we can help you see your overall marketplace health. That's a big one. When you have a more mature business and you have renewals coming up in the 30, 60, 90-day window, are you going to see subscriber growth? Are you seeing positive renewal percentage, being able to see 99.9% of renewals? Those are the things that you want to be able to gauge your health and then make your adjustments based on that. And those are the types of analytics that we provide.
How much detail can I visualize within the Cloud Insights dashboard, right? So I want to visually see, maybe break down to a region, users, maybe they're using this services. How deep can I dive into it?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one of our strengths. We have more than 75 specific points of interest, right? So those different KPIs, so we have 75 of those. Some of those might include things like, when are you going to get paid? So if a customer...
That's very important, man.
That's like, I should have led with that, actually. But so that's one of those really important things, because what people don't often understand is when you sell in a marketplace, it's based on the terms that that customer has with AWS. So it would be really insightful from a sales quarterly perspective, from analytics perspective, to understand when you're going to get paid, because that might feed into incentives for your channel partner, for your sales teams, et cetera. But knowing the net terms, the expected distribution date, those are going to be key things for a lot of organizations.
One of the important questions that I have here is like, how can we actually optimize your product onboarding process to improve user experience or even the retention of customers?
Yeah. So one of the important things that I think that most organizations should do is they should implement a free trial strategy, especially for SaaS. So that's one of those things that's going to help you to be able to have people try your product, get a feel for it, And beyond that, there are some specific technologies that the AWS Marketplace has, like the SaaS Quick Launch, which provides guidance on how to do that. And then as CloudSmart, that's part of our skill set, right, to set all of those things up for you. So if you don't know anything about SaaS free trial, that's fine, we do. If you don't know anything about SaaS Quick Launch, that's fine, we do. If you don't know anything about vendor insights, that's fine, we do. If you don't know anything about well-architected, that's fine, because we do. So in all of those different places, we have you covered. So I always have this anecdote, I might as well just break it out now, but back in the 1970s, the Lego Corporation put out a map that said, if you have 6 Lego bricks, this is the possible combinations. So 6 bricks, what are you thinking? How many possible combinations?
When you said 6 bricks, is it the 8 or the 6 bricks or the cubes? I'm trying to.
The 8 bricks.
Okay, the 8 different combinations to build them and put them all together.
Yeah.
My God, what's 48 square? I don't know.
Funny thing is, it's not that. So the Lego Corporation did some very interesting math, but they said it's over 105 million possible combinations with 6 bricks with 8 squares on them.
I think we should challenge that sometime on this.
Yeah.
That seems to be just for 6 bricks, 8.
Right.
All right, I wouldn't have guessed that.
So that's 6 bricks. Now here's the funny thing about that. They were wrong. So 6 bricks stacked to the full height, it's 105. But if you don't stack them to the other heights, it becomes 915 million possible combinations. And here's why I say that. AWS has 200 fully featured services. So the combinations you can make from that are endless. With 10,000 partner listings in the marketplace, the combinations you can make from that are endless. What we try to do is provide a curated path so you can cut through all of that to get to where you want to go. Whatever your business outcome is, that's where we want to help you get to. And we have the experience to do that. We've worked with AWS in co-building all of our solutions on AWS. And so we really understand that whole process, including the best practices through the well-architected program and framework. So we want to be there to help guide you through all 915 million permutations.
You want to weed through and get out and go directly to the answer. Trey, before I wrap it up, I really want to kind of ask, how do I get started? As a customer, I want to use CloudSmart Insights. I know there's a process and install, and I think you have a strategic relationship with AWS and the Marketplace team and integration. How do we get started, and how quickly can I start to realize some of the results?
Absolutely. So we really practice the things that we're telling all of our organizations, right? So we have SaaS free trial. We're available in the marketplace with vendor insights. So you can assess our security posture. We leverage the standard contract. We have SaaS free trial as well. And we're working towards 2 different models. We have a contract model and a subscription model. We have the ability also to be able to leverage our solution through SaaS Quick Launch. So then we're taking all the barriers away. We have expert guidance in taking you all the way through the co-selling programs and really working through not just the marketplace, but the AWS competencies as well. So I would say reach out to us. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find CloudSmart on the AWS Marketplace, any of the AWS blogs. You can search for the CloudSmart content, and you'll see how some of the things that we're doing are built. So there's lots of ways to engage with us. Happy to engage with anyone going forward.
Trey, I want to get on the marketplace, right? And by the way, I am, thanks to you. I think I did it last time we talked.
Yes.
I've got some stuff out there for even our media and professional services. I never thought it was possible to get onto it, but just like you said, it's for everybody to get on there and do some offering. I think one of the things that are concerned, do you provide any guidance or, I hate to use the word, insights into, I want to put something on the marketplace. I don't know if I'm going to do it right. I don't know if it's going to be, it's almost like somebody throwing an ad out there and hoping it sticks. Do you provide some guidance on the marketplace and some guidance on how there might be performed, perceived, implemented, and then also within your dashboard, I'm sure you provide the guidance as well.
Yeah, we do. So we have a solution that we call the validated path. And the validated path really aligns to the AWS partner network, the APN. So it really aligns to your goals in the APN. So if you were a software company and you wanted to get to a validated state or beyond, we have a solution for that that not only incorporates AWS Marketplace, but also your strategy for your business plan, your field ready kits, and the things that you need to properly co-sell from the software perspective with AWS. For the services path partners, we have something similar. And I would say that for professional service organizations especially, you'll want to engage with the marketplace just to simplify the engagement with the customer. So the customer might have many, many contracts, but for professional services, there's definitely a path into the marketplace for that as well. It just makes it easier from a vendor procurement perspective to say, you know, I already have a contract with AWS. This is something that's in the AWS Marketplace. Marketplace is one of the AWS services. So it's one of those things, but we do have the validated path where it's a combination of the tooling. You would get the CloudSmart Insights tooling, but you would also receive the CloudSmart expertise around, you know, pricing strategy, around the go-to-market strategy, around the professional services listings, et cetera. So lots of areas to work. And then we would love to work with other AWS partners as well to really create a strong business outcome.
I think CloudSmart is really reducing the friction for customers to get to the AWS Marketplace.
Oh, 100%.
All right. Well, Trey, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Well, everybody, Trey Vance, GM for CloudSmart Insights. This has been Myer Media. I've been John Myer. And don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notify because we're out of here.